on a critical conservation mission at vast Lake Okeechobee, alongside University of Florida scientists Dr. Rob Fletcher and Megan Beatty, were conducting a survey of the gorgeous snail kite. This majestic bird of prey, once on the brink of extinction, is deeply reliant on the apple snail for survival. The good news is we're now observing an upswing in their numbers, a testament to both conservation efforts and, surprisingly, an invasive apple snail species from South America. The invasive snail has supplemented the snail kite's diet, but could be devastating for the wetland ecosystem once established.
The kites are all around us, and they are not shy.
No, not at all, Jeff. They can come right up to you and forage right in front of you, like this snail kite right here that's flying by. He's doing what we call course hunting right now.
Look at that. And of course, he's hunting for snails because that's just about all he's going to eat. He is an obligatory specialist. That's it.
He's as specialized as they come.
Now, a snail has perfect defense. It's basically armored, and it can totally seal up.
Yes.
How does a snail kite get at the delicious snail on the inside?
Well, it's not easy to eat a snail. I mean, that's why there's not too many species that specialize exclusively on snails like snail kites. But what a snail kite has to do is it'll catch this snail right at the surface of the water with its talons, but it can't finish consuming that snail until it gets back to a perch. Once it gets to the perch, it has the tall order of trying to open this lid with its mandible.
So Jeff, this is also what we're looking for this experiment that we're working on.
So the way these animals are being very social together, you're studying that, and how are we going to do that?
So we're going to put out these decoys to try to attract them to good breeding and foraging habitat.
Should we give it a try?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Megan and I get to work setting up the decoys.
We've got the male and the female.
Megan collaborates with the museum and a 3D lab to scan and print the decoys from a snail kite specimen.
So we're gonna set back a little bit, give these beautiful decoys some space, and see if we can draw in some snail kites.
Sounds great.
The trick to selling our pseudo snail kites is a speaker box which plays a variety of calls from these fascinating birds.
They're definitely interested.
That's a male, and he's very interested.
This very unique technique could help introduce new snail kites to restored tracts of wetlands, thus expanding their range and numbers.
We know that there's several wetlands in Florida where the conditions look good. We know there's snails, we know there's potential areas for nesting, and there's no snail kites. And the question is can something like this help snail kites colonize these areas?
It's interesting. If you look at it historically, we're talking earlier about newspaper articles way back in the day in the 1940s, talking about great concerns for the ivory-billed woodpecker and for the California condor and for these incredible snail kites. The sun has set on the, likely has set on the ivory-billed woodpecker. There's only 300 to 400 California condors left, showing signs of promise, but lots of challenges. But these birds have gone from what might have been estimated 100 individuals 70, 80 years ago to now almost 3,000. They do have that yearning to survive.
Yes, there's a real struggle for their survival and their persistence in Florida. More than any other bird, the snail kite exemplifies a healthy wetland ecosystem.
If you can provide this snail kite with what she needs to survive, you've opened up that parasol. They need a thriving, healthy wetland ecosystem. So does everything else here, from fish to gators to other bird species to bobcats. So just saving this species alone, you open the door for other species to thrive.
Yep.